Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
look, we're gonna have a smooth transition if it's gonna kill us if we do or not.
I
Uh,
mean, I be thinking about other stuff, man. So.
the script. I gotta make
Yeah.
sure the script is where it should be. Um, Damon, Damon is not gonna be joining us tonight, and all I pray that he enjoys his evening. But
Absolutely.
he's gonna be missed tonight. And as I said, this is a strong perspective podcast. We've been in this on this grind for quite a while now, and it still feels good. It still feels fresh. You know,
Mhm.
um, the conversations have been golden, and just for a little bit of house cleaning, please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Strong Perspective Podcast. Hey, and feel free to comment because I'm going to go on and what I'll do is I'll make sure I try to return everybody's comment, unless it's a bit of skullduggery and mean spiritedness. I'm like, no, 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 no. All right, well, Laquaya,
Mhm.
how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, brother. Holding on with both hands, man. Every time I slip, I remember that I'm a hell of a man.
Hell of a man. Me myself, same thing. You know what I mean? I gotten in the habit of when I pray that my steps are ordered and every choice that I make is the right choice. And you know what? That's been working out for me so far. So that's a
Mhm.
beautiful thing for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I think, and this has been on my mind because what I want to do is talk about health, physical and mental health in our community.
Hmm.
As men, do we take care of? Do we really and truly follow through like we want to? You know what I mean? The different aspects of it. You know, if you know that you're not a drinker, but you still drink. If you know you're not a smoker, you know what it does to you, but you still smoke. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Um,
Even if you haven't like come to the realization that you just can't do it like you used to do it no more.
oh yeah, I
You know
think I
that
think
that's the wall I've been hitting for real, for real.
I got some crazy stories, and you were involved, Ja'Cory, on why I know I couldn't drink the way I used to drink anymore. And one day I'm going to share with you guys, but it is hilarity.
Yeah,
Hilarity.
well, we talk about the debauchery offline or whatever. We
Yeah,
don't we
yeah.
don't we don't,
Well,
we
no,
don't
no. I
share.
mean, look. I don't have a problem with sharing because especially if
Mm.
somebody learns from it. You know what I mean? Especially if somebody learns from it. But I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna put that in the chamber for later when we really and truly uh, run across that different scenario. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're in a day. I'm 59 years old, so we're in that day and age where from the 60s all the way to this point, and you from the 70s, Shakur, seen everything occur.
Hmm.
We saw everything. We saw the evolution of our music, the evolution of our phones, so the evolution of our people. You know what I'm saying? And I thought, in my heart of hearts, and we talked about the tragic situation with the pandemic. That did something to us socially, not just physically, but socially. Because,
Absolutely.
and tell me what you think about this, Shakur. People are not sociable, especially the younger folks. They don't know how to be face to face and be sociable. They can only talk through. We can only talk through electronics. Do you have an opinion about that, Ja'Cory?
Yeah, I realized that probably a few years before COVID, man, because I can remember going to a family reunion and seeing little kids or whatever, and I'm like, hey, how y'all doing and all this, and they're like, they don't know me, but I seen them on Facebook. I watched them grow up on Facebook. You know
Watch
what I
them
mean?
grow up on Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, so the separation that COVID brought, upon us or whatever, man. I'm not gonna say used to it because it was extreme, but I was prepared for it. It scarred the world's psyche, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't take a nuclear bomb. It didn't take the zombie apocalypse or anything like that. It took a virus
Yeah.
and it totally cut us off from everybody. I know parents who wouldn't allow their children in the house
Yeah.
because they couldn't.
They couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford it. I think what my another opinion I have about it is it did the exact opposite in which I thought it would do. Because if you're closed in, right, and then a year later you're getting the okay to come out, you would think that you would be more eager to be around people.
Mhm.
But what it seemed like, everyone was, and I'm just thinking, just in the generalized scale. I'm not saying that every human being was like this, but it was more abrasion, more confrontation, more conflict on a domestic level. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So and not getting political, but you gotta think about it. January 6th, the type of people who was there trying to overthrow the government was so quote unquote regular people, policemen, firemen, business owners.
Absolutely. Living in Northern Virginia, I can tell you they were absolutely normal people,
Yeah,
and some of them, for the most part, are still people that I deal with every day.
and
And you know what the real kicking ass is, bro?
what's that?
You'd be surprised about how many of those people voted for Obama.
No, I believe it.
You'd be absolutely surprised.
I believe it. And I'm
You
saying
know.
this to say not to divide the white and black thing, but the majority of those folks was white. So
Mhm.
this is why I put the quotes up, quote unquote, regular people. You
Yeah.
know, um,
Yeah. But
and
to
then
have,
when you break it down and you ask them individually why they did it, the ones who participated in it, they don't have a legitimate answer, which is, like I said, to me, the pandemic took a million lives, man. But it also took 200 million, around 200 million, because I tell you, there's all some exceptions to the rule, uh, interpersonal skills with one another, you
Mhm.
know?
I find myself. Not, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I find myself being extra polite and going out of my way extra and above and beyond
Hmm.
in public and dealing with people in general, not just black people, but whoever I come across, holding doors for people and yes or no, sir,
Yeah.
even more than I already did because I knew what the isolation was doing to me.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
I'm already a contrarian motherfucker myself. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
So shit, when I ain't had to leave the house, under government goddamn warning and shit,
Yeah.
and it was sanctioned, and I knew I still had a check coming in. Fuck everybody, man. If you don't fuck off somewhere,
Yeah. I,
what?
I retired in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I was used to being in the house, right? But I handled it a little different. When they talking about it attacks your uh, immune system, right? What's the worst thing you can do? What's the worst thing you can do? Sit in the house. So I started walking 3 to 4 times a week, 3 miles. You know what I mean? You can have everybody had their 6 foot distance, which is
Mm-hmm.
funny and then hilarious if you really break that down. But had they, it was, I had to do it because I did not want to allow myself to have the cabin fever. And with my son was down here, right? And when they went remote, I took him to his mom because she was in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? But I made sure he got out. Get outside, man. Breathe some air. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? But not to get morbid about it. I just think that I brought it up and used that the pandemic as an example of how we treat each other, man. How we treat each other. See, that's the crazy thing about it is we wasn't that good at it before all of this. But you got people. Maybe it's too much Netflix. Look, Netflix and chill. Y'all watching cowboy movies and shoot 'em ups and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then when you get out in the real world, that's your mentality. You know what I'm saying? But
During that time, man, I watched so many Karen videos
oh my
that
god,
I found myself, going out and actively trying to find me a Karen,
you know what?
and like,
I always thought that those were different skits, man. To be honest with you,
well, no, some of them people got brass balls.
but see that's the thing though. Cabin fever drove them batty because
Mm-hmm.
it was the extreme. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. Like, oh, okay, the first one of the first ones was in Oakland, California, when they were grilling in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady called the police and was defiant. Like, why do you care? You know what I'm saying? Just keep your
Yeah.
distance. You know?
But you know what it made me think about those videos in particular, man. They made me think about the times that I was actually confronted like that.
Uh huh.
But question about what I was doing in a particular area, or you know, what business I had here, or whatever. And I'm like, man, what, who was I when I didn't want that when I didn't want that confrontation? Who was that person?
Mm.
Because I've changed so much, man. You know, in 3 years, man. It's just uncanny to me, man. I'm out looking for Karens and shit. You know, trying to have everything offend me. So I can have something to fucking rant about.
Yeah.
And that ain't me. That was never me.
I think
You know.
when it comes to those kinds of conversations, because being a policeman for 30 years, I know how to get straight to the point.
Mhm.
Do you have any business being here? Why? Am I what's going on? Did something
Mhm.
happen? See, those kinds of questions.
Yeah.
Who are you? You understand? Well, I'm a resident here. Guess what? I'm visiting a resident here.
Mhm.
So what is your problem? You see, cutting straight to the point. People. I, Let me put it like this: I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked when people do that because
Mhm.
I saw 30 years of that. You feel what I'm saying?
And somebody asked me, I'm like, yeah, what you doing here? I'm like, I'm gonna say what, is something about to happen? Something going on, something going on. Because I'm a regular, yeah, I'm gonna react like a regular citizen because that's what I am.
That's
You
what
know
I
what I
am.
mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think. I don't know. I don't want to use this word. Use this too loosely. But somebody said this to me. I believe I carry myself to be an example for my family,
Mhm.
not on purpose. Not that it's a script that I follow and this, that, and the other. No, what I do is I handle life when life comes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm offended, I make sure that I'm satisfied. Not meaning that I'm dominate a conversation or win and this, that, and the other. No, you're going to hear. I'm going to repeat back the stupidity that you're spewing towards me. I mean, that's it.
You, you got time for that?
I do. I'm retired. You know
I
what I'm saying?
understand.
Because look, retirement, the way retirement hit me is I miss work, right? But law enforcement, I'm not going back to that. So maybe in about a year or so, I might pick up a little, little side gig, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But the way retirement hit me was you. I know when I'm offended. I know what I got time for, and I will deal with it because I don't like losing sleep. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Nothing more, nothing less. You know, I look people in the eye, but I've always done that. I look you in the eye. We having conversation. I'm looking you in the eye, so you'll
People,
understand everything that I'm trying to bring across. You know what I'm saying?
people ain't comfortable with that though, man.
Exactly. And
They
and
are
I
not
don't do.
comfortable with it.
But see that's the thing though. I understand, right? But if I'm communicating something to you, I have to because I don't want you to misunderstand me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. Look, to me, I think our Generation X, baby boomers, have ran into some of the best example of men on how to carry themselves, how to live their lives. Now, both our generations have a whole lot of workaholics in them, working themselves to death. You know what I'm saying? But just the way we see life, the way we see life and the way we navigate through life. And I hate to put those categories, but just for the simple fact that let me just say people in our age range. I think that's better
Mhm.
because baby boomer. That means after the war, it was a whole lot of fucking because that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know. But let me ask you a question, man, because see, someone texted me and we had a conversation back and forth about this thing. And the question that came up was, what is your definition of being a leader? What do
Mm.
you think a leader is?
Well, a leader is a person who knows when to take charge. You know what I mean? A leader is a person who understands that the people who they're leading, they have a voice. A leader is a person who has a discerning ear.
Okay.
And the final decision, you know, in a perfect world, would be beneficial to everybody. That's leadership to me.
Okay. I was old man on one of my jobs told me. He said, Key, said the sign of a good leader is he has been a follower until he had to lead. And I was like, well, man, what do you mean by that? He said, well, sometimes you're at a point in your life where you have to follow somebody until you get your bearings.
Absolutely. Hmm.
But even though you get gain a lot of knowledge and things going on by following that person, right? That person could be headed to a dead end. So the sign of a good leader is when to know to branch off and to go on his own.
Hmm.
So I said to him, I said, so you telling me that the sign of a good leader is one time he was a great follower? He said, yeah, not as much as great follower, but yeah, he was a follower until he saw that the person he was following he could not follow anymore.
Hmm.
And it made a lot of sense to me, you know? So I think on the job, I was always the crusader, right? I was always the crusader. When there was something wrong, I would say something about it, you know? Go to my supervisors and the leadership and say, hey, listen, I think we need to address this particular thing, or this person has been wrong, or this situation is not good for us as a unit, right? And as I went further in my career, I started to notice the followers tried to manipulate me.
Hmm.
And what they would come and do is something that did not matter to me. And I'm feeling it as though I need to be helpful and be this person and all that. They
Hmm.
come and sit beside me and whisper, such and such and such said, you should say this and you should say that. When I was young, I fell for that shit.
Hmm.
Now all
I
of a
think we
sudden,
all have.
now all of a sudden, I'm looked at as the maverick, the troublemaker. This is all everything, right?
Hmm.
And the person who was whispering this shit looking shocked, like I can't believe Keith said that. So as I got older and matured, I started to recognize that's what people was doing or trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Me put my and first I felt some kind of way. First I felt like I got paranoid and oh yeah, they don't want don't want best for me and these motherfuckers ain't shit and blah 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 blah. Right? And I thought about it. I said, you know what? This is what I started doing. You come sit beside me, start whispering, men and women whispering. I'll look at them saying, oh, uh-huh. Wouldn't say nothing else. Then
Hmm.
they'll repeat it again. What you think? I don't know, man. If it didn't have nothing to do with me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's a damn shame that as outspoken as you are, as outspoken as I am, you, you had to be burned so many times, to come to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
like, hey, if somebody come to me with some whispers, I'm gonna look at them and say, yeah, well, that sound like you're in a pretty tough spot there, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see you later.
And then how I stopped them, I would make a joke about it. Yo, you know what, man? Tell the whole group. You know what? Such and such. Somebody just told me such and such and such. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Now they stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I did what you asked me to do,
Yeah.
but we wasn't on that rah rah, that crusade. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't on that.
And have you ever noticed that, God forbid, something is ever said about you, even though they might not have said it, they were always around when it was said.
Yeah.
Like fuck, like I wonder how people just figure they can manipulate like that, but they're not good at it.
I think what it does is exhibit their insecurity. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, I mean, but if you think you got this masterful burn going on, man, and you just feel like a monkey fucking a football, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
I tell you, the funny thing is when they whisper. Now, this happened when I was playing because I was always, my 4 years at the University of Pittsburgh on the basketball team, I had a football mentality.
Mm.
You know what I mean? When I was on the court, I was mean, but constructively mean. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
wasn't going out there to try to hurt anybody. No, I played hard. I played physical. I played fast. Used all my agility, this, that, and the other, right? Well, we had some guys on the team who wasn't physically as imposing to me and wanted people to follow them. Well, they followed me because I was their friend, not their leader, because we was all in the basketball thing together. You feel what I'm saying? And if
Hmm.
you didn't make me a captain, coach, then all I'm going to do is just look out for the fellas as best way I know how. I'm not going to tell them anything. So,
Hmm.
I had one or two guys who would go and whisper to other teammates, watch me go make Keith mad. Watch me go make Keith mad. Watch this, right? And they would say some soft shit to me. And of course I'm going to react
Hmm.
because it's a man shit. Those was boys. You know what I'm saying? They were boys when they did that. I'm a man because I'm gonna stand up for this situation and be, forthcoming and being this type of person. But I understood that in my 20s. They didn't. So as we became men and moving on and this, that, and other, I was already ready to adjust into manhood. I didn't get a chance to extend my pro basketball career, right? But I took it into my work life, right? And I'm having conversations with these men in my late 40s and 50s, right? And they went out of their way to say, man, you was right. I said, right about what? And then they would describe the moment. I said, hey, man, that was just life. Had nothing to do with being right. I
Hmm.
just told you what was on my mind and how I felt about it. And I wasn't going to take no shorts. You know what I'm saying?
Because in a lot of situations, man, they probably dealt with people who that standard, really wasn't there. You know what I mean? So okay, you admire something that I said, or you see that I was right about something, man. I don't need accolades for that.
Yeah.
I don't want accolades for that. Just understand that, when I'm around, man, somebody with a level head that's thinking, and dealing a fair hand, man, is around.
Hmm. I mean, I get it.
Might sound corny, but like I said, man, I'm a cowboy, man, so I deal in cowboy logic.
And to be honest with you, If you're gonna do it, that's the best logic to work off of. You know?
You know, all the years, man, I've been claiming to be a cowboy, man. You know, I'm afraid of horses.
Yeah. Me too.
Ain't that a bit? Ain't that a bitch?
I mean, it is what it is, bro.
A horse will fuck you up though.
Yeah. And then you gotta understand something. Not everybody rode horses. They had wagons too.
Yeah, and the majority of us was walking and herding goddamn cows and shit.
That's why they called us cowboys, because we was in the mix. We were all in the middle of them things.
Yeah,
Move.
right in the middle of the motherfucker.
Yeah. Um, can you think, if it's a couple moments, if it's just one moment, when you were an adult, that this moment happened and it changed the trajectory of how you thought about things?
Wow, you know what? It just popped in my head, man. And it happened years ago in the job I'm working now. It happened years ago, man. You know, after I had accumulated sick time, comp time, leave time, and everything, and I was dedicated, to the job. Still dedicated to the job. Don't get me wrong, but just there under any and all circumstances. Well, I don't want to go blue, but one day I was there at work and I had the shit,
Okay.
right? So I'm not the kind of guy who can shit outside my house. I can't do it. So I'm on the unit, stomach cramping it, whatever. I'm sneaking off to the corner and farting and all that, almost shitting on myself. And I said, Spoke, huh? Why don't you just go the fuck home, man? So that's what I did. I, ca- I came home. I came home. It took a shit. It took the rest of the damn day off. And that was like one of my defining grown folks moments. As trivial as it sounds, man. I mean,
you know what?
it is entirely your choice for you to be where you are when you're there.
Yep. You know what they call those? Mental health days.
Absolutely.
Mental health days. Um, well, two easy ones, but I'm just gonna mention these two, and then each year that both my sons were born changed the
Mhm.
trajectory of my thought process in my life. Right?
Oh, those are the kind of moments you meant. Okay.
No, no, no. I'm going back. I just threw them in there just in case, wife is watching the show and she want to just be a little prickly. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
And us get married. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The day I met my baby. All that shit.
But I think, and the way it changed my life, this moment, it helped me to understand exactly what people thought of me. Right? So I had a call, being a law enforcement officer, I got a call. It had a lot to do with this crazy person. It was domestic, actually. I get to the call, my backup is coming. But in them days, our radios were garbage, right? Or we didn't have enough repeaters so everybody could get everywhere, right? So I get there, and it was a domestic violence. The husband let me in the house. Now he had like 5 children, his wife, and what ended up happening was the oldest child is the one who called, young lady,
Mhm.
and The reason why this was defining because the mother had a black eye, right? But she said that she already had it. And I saw the courage of their child, their oldest child. She had to be maybe a sophomore or junior in high school. The courage of her, right? Because I'm standing there and she's saying, no, this didn't have this happened before because he had her terrified. He's standing by the fireplace. He had her terrified, right? And the young lady looks at me. I said, well, who called? She raised her hand. I said, and so my partners were there. And we walked a little bit down the hallway and I had her back facing her father. I said, well, why'd you call? Said he was hitting my mother. And when he punched her in the eye, I snuck in the room and I called. Matter of fact, the mother was in the room. I had to go get the mother and bring her out. And I saw the black eye. So what we needed was the confirmation that the man did it. So the daughter was like, when I saw him doing that, I snuck in the room and I called. So you're telling me this what happened, right? So I go back down and they're all sitting. He's standing by the fireplace. Standing by the fireplace. And the wife is sitting down on the couch. I said, ma'am, your daughter just told me that your husband hit you in the eye. Right? I said, is it true? I still needed her to confirm this.
Mm-hmm.
And I still could have done it, arrested him without the mother confirming it. But she said, she nodded her head, yeah. So I stepped to him and he went rushing toward the damn fireplace and reached out to grab a poker, a fire
Mm-hmm.
poker. This is when I was young. I cleared 6 feet in a millisecond. Grabbed him by his shoulder. Before he can grab onto, I slammed him straight into the fireplace. Bow! It was stone. I said, hold on, man. I said, don't get hurt. Just like that, right? So what I ended up doing, he calmed down. I put him in handcuffs. And, took all the everything, right? So we're driving. And this is the final moment. We're driving because it's probably about a 45-minute to the jail, 45-minute ride. So we're on the highway driving, and he's sitting right beside me because I didn't have a cage. And he said to me, I can't believe my daughter told on me. Now, the anger rushed up, right? So I sat there and I didn't say nothing at first. He said, man, I just can't believe it. I said, man, did you hit your wife? She said, yeah, I did. Because, she complained about food, right? I work hard all day and the food, blah, blah, blah. I said, first and foremost, I'm glad because if your daughter hadn't called, then her husband, if he's a violent asshole like you, would do the same thing to her. I said, you wouldn't like that, would you? And he was like, he was quiet for a minute. Next thing you know, he started crying. I didn't give a shit. Because the world was heavy on his shoulders. And he chose to come in the house and take it out on his family instead of showing his family love, right? But that little girl could have easily been quiet. But she was brave and said it right in front of her father. I said, you lucky to have a daughter like her. And I said,
It's no,
as a matter of fact, don't say shit else to me for the rest of this ride.
yeah. But there's no telling how many times she sat there and endured that shit, man. I
Yeah.
mean, and she had her fill of it.
Yep. Yep.
You know?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the, there's many moments, but that's one of it that always the bravery of that young lady. Look, the bravery of the boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? When they stand up, even though they don't know what they're standing up for, they say, "Hey, man, I gotta do something." You know what I'm saying? I got to do something. You know, but
That's the spark. That's the spark, though, man. The spark of humanity, man. I mean, there's wrong happening, and if it's within my power to stop it, that's what I'm gonna do.
yeah, yeah. So, how big are you on your health care?
It's funny you should mention it, man. But shit, for the last 3 weeks, man, I've been hitting the gym. You know, for the better part of the week. At least 4 days a week. So some of those days, at 5 in the morning, and when I get off work, man,
Hmm.
trying to trying to find something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm working on it.
Okay. So, what about and see the things about it is with you, I've always given you credit for if you want to share your weight loss journey with everybody if you want to. If you don't, we can go ahead. But I
Well, I
admire
mean,
I admire that journey you made. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. See, the thing was, man, I was a pretty fat kid. You know what I mean? And you don't necessarily run across that all the time. So my head wasn't in the right place. I was a big dude, pretty, like I said, and I ain't think nothing was wrong with me. I was sweating butter, and goddamn, you know, farting every time I bent over to tie my shoes up,
Yeah.
and I just decided, man, I was tired of it. So I went and did it the entirely wrong way, man. You go to the gym with a fucking plastic bag on and goddamn just being there for hours, just dripping and sweating and contaminating every goddamn thing. I ain't care though, because I was paying for a membership. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's what you're here for. You know what I mean? But when I dropped a person, because that's what I basically did, man. It's about about 200 pounds, man. I was walking around damn near, I was close to 400 pounds at one point, you know, and I said, fuck that. So me and my wife, we got we got a gym membership and started going and suffering in the gym. And over time, it started to pay off, but I like to have a renaissance, man, and get myself in some shape in my older age.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in the middle of that myself, man. When started pushing the iron a little bit, not a lot. You know what I mean? Because I'm 6'9", 325. So I don't need to be bigger. I just want to be cut up, just cut up across the shoulders and the arms. But
Mhm.
as far as your diet is concerned,
Mhm.
'cause I remember you telling me what you did. Could you let everybody know what you did?
Stop eating bread completely, man. Cut back on the sugar as much as I possibly could, and I stopped drinking beer.
I know.
From what I can remember, shit. As far as anything specialized, I didn't do anything specialized. I just stopped. I stopped. I cut what I was eating in half, and then I cut that in half, and that was normal. A normal portion.
And look, walking around growling all the time.
Yeah, like, man, I'm
Man.
hungry after this motherfucker.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay. Now the time frame. This is the magic of it. What was the time frame of this weight loss?
Oh shit, man, I don't remember it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Seriously, because
I remember. I remember.
uh,
But go ahead.
as as I started to get results, I didn't notice them
Hmm.
because I didn't have any particular goals in mind. I just knew I couldn't be walking around in this meat suit no more.
Gotcha.
So as far as the time, man, shit, I mean, it's football, man. It was a game of interest to me. Fuck it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna take a long. It took a long time for it to happen. So for it to go, I had no, you know, issues with it taking a long time to get rid of it.
I tell you, what I noticed is it took because we didn't see each other for a year and a half,
Mm,
and I saw that you was around, you was losing, you was from 350, and it was a year and a half we saw each other, even though you was living up the way, you know,
mm,
3 hours away, right? Life was life. But the next
mhm.
time I saw you, you was 230 fucking pounds. I was like, man, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, yeah, motherfuckers like, you had a surgery? And I'm like, man, look, if I could, I would have.
Yeah, yeah,
At that
yeah,
point, man, I was desperate for a physical change, man.
yeah.
But at that point in time, if I could have had my mental match my physical, shit, I would have been platinum somewhere, man.
Hmm.
I've never quite been able to get those two things to align in my life, man.
I got you.
For some strange reason.
I'll tell you the funny thing about it is, all the way up until maybe age 30, you know, I probably had about 5% body fat.
Mm,
Really, really up into my late 20s.
mm,
When Keith was born, I was 28 when Keith was born. Then I started staying in with my baby. You know what I'm saying? And I
mm.
cut all that stuff out, right? But I look at pictures and I'm looking at like, who is that? Who is that black Adonis motherfucker? Look at him. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
what I realize now is to be healthy.
Mm,
Now, if the weight loss occurs, which I really and truly want it to, cool. But 3 times a week, sometimes four, I walk 3 miles. You know what I mean?
mm,
I go to the gym. You know, I don't lift heavy with the iron, but I lift enough to be cut up. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand this is wife beater summer for Keith Armstrong.
mm.
So feel free to take a snapshot when you see me, because it's about to be, well, what is it? It's about to go down. Kevin Hart.
Down. Yeah. I mean, just being in the doggone gym, man, and like curling or whatever, man, and looking at what I got now, like shit, my end result, man, is probably about 2 years away.
Gotcha. Look, being there, I'd be wanting to take a picture, but I said, no, it's too much, man. Because you know what? I'm vain, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of dude throwing it up on
Mm,
Facebook. Now, I'll throw my sweaty face up there now. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Like, after I'm done walking, when I'm in my afterglow, if whatever's on my mind, I'm talking on IG and Facebook. I'm doing that, right?
mm,
But being in the gym is like, I see, Suke, Suke, take this picture. Hurry up, take the
yeah,
goddamn picture. I'm not that. That ain't me. That ain't me.
yeah.
I don't believe
That's
it.
what my That's what my vanity prevents, man. Like shit, I be struggling, man. Like, god damn, like right? But I'm looking in the mirror, like, Spoke, why is you doing this to yourself, man? But I mean, that's where it is for me, though, man. Like shit, I'm like, if I look, if I make myself suffer, can't nobody else in the world make me suffer.
Yeah.
That's just a simple fact. That's.
See, and that's how it was with my walking during the pandemic. Because when I
Mhm.
first started, I was like, I couldn't do. I would do a half a mile and be like, man, feel like I did 10. But
Mhm.
then I started to slowly increase as the months went by, right? And I hit the road. That walking around the track and all that, that's for the birds for me. Because mentally, I'm not ready for that. I was never ready for that when I was in tip top shape. But if I say if I where my park is 4 times around, that's a mile. Say it's a mile 4 times around, right?
Mhm.
I would struggle with that instead of walking from my house to the park one lap and then walk back home. That's the easiest thing for me, and that's 3.5 miles right there because I see the change of scenery and I got music in my ears, folks. I'm telling you now. Now you shouldn't have it blasting in your ears as you're walking, so you got to hear something, right? But if you having trouble, that music, especially your playlist, will get you so much further. Try it, especially with them noise cancellation joints. And
Yeah.
you got a safe place to walk. Oh man, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I be trying to make a playlist off of Apple Music, but I can't do it for some goddamn reason. I don't know what it is, man.
Look, uh, I have an Apple Music account in which I can mess with it, but I don't have an Apple phone, so I don't really think about it. But
You can it
no,
my Apple. I got an Android. It plays
yeah, I
that
know
shit.
that. I know that. But you know how Apple is. They make it more difficult than it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mess with what is it?
Pandora,
Pandora, and the other one,
Spotify.
Spotify. Man, listen,
Mhm.
listen. Let me tell you something. Strength workout on Pandora and rap
Mhm.
radio. No rap workout on Pandora.
Mhm.
That beats be so high, and then I listen to T Grizzly. You know what I'm saying? Um, who else? I listen to his radio station. Of course, I listen to Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Bad
Mhm.
City. Love that shit. You know, while I'm working out. J. Cole, his Friday Night Lights mixtape, it's all nonstop. You're just going. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then when I want to bring it down, I throw Capable in there, More Fire, and the other one. The two you introduced me to. Those are my favorite Capleton albums, man, and I'll be listening to them things all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then throw some Buju on there. Shiloh, stop playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just like I said. So let's talk about this health thing a little more. Do you believe in taking supplements, herbs, and things like that? Because
Absolutely.
our Uncle Essie sends me a lot of things, right? And
Hmm.
I make sure I open it up every time because he sends me things about different supplements, different things, and I at least give it like a 2 or 3 minute look. You know what I'm saying? And what has happened was you have to be careful. Amazon got everything on it. But you have to be careful, man. You have to study the different ones. You know what I mean? Like beetroot is good for you. Maca is good for you. You know what I mean? For your circulation, for different things like that. And all these different things. But you know what I discovered through TikTok and also just due diligence in my study? That a lot of these places who bring out these capsules put a lot of filler in the capsules, man.
Absolutely. Snake oil salesman, man. I mean,
Yeah, it's
uh,
crazy though.
I do believe in the natural shit or whatever, man. But if you can get it through nature, through your foods and what you're drinking and everything, man, it's 100% better.
And plus, and if you're going to do it, if there's any way you can get the powder form, there's not many ways that they can mess with that powder form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was watching this one.
That's what
Pod-
I made myself believe. But go ahead.
I was watching this one podcast, man. It was this dude talking about how we weren't meant to drink water, and all of our moisture should come from the fruits and vegetables that we eat. May and as left the center as it sounds, man, it kind of made sense.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
Did he look like this in the face?
Yeah, all that water y'all buy.
Hold on. Let me grab a couple grapes.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, no,
all that water y'all buy. Whatever.
I think it's a combination of both, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Watermelon. I had to fight through that stereotype, bro. But watermelon is a great fruit when it's real watermelon. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because it helps with dehydration and it helps with circulation also.
Yeah. Speaking of watermelon, man, you'd be surprised how absolutely hard it is to find fruits with seeds in them nowadays.
I know, man. I know.
Uh,
They've been able to do it with watermelon and grapes, man. You can't find it in watermelon. You can't find no more grapes, man. You got to actually go to a farmer's market to really find the seeded grapes
mhm.
because the seedless grapes is nothing but a high concentrate of fructose. Period. It has nothing to do with. And you remember a couple shows ago when I said I bought the grapes and didn't know it was freaking cotton candy flavored.
I seen that shit.
That's crazy,
I
man.
seen it. I was like, 'cause I thought it was like a genome of grapes, but it's
Yeah,
a flavor. I was like, what the
yeah.
fuck? For real? I didn't want it, man.
No,
You know,
no.
one of
So
my coworkers was one of my coworkers was asking me why I'm trying to find fruits with seeds in them, and they talked about the convenience of having seedless fruit. And I'm like, well, how you know if I was to decide that I wanted to grow some fruit myself, how am I gonna do it?
yeah, there ain't nobody trying to eat no eunuch grapes.
Yeah, like I mean, if I don't have no seeds to spit after I eat the fruit, then
Yeah,
what am I gonna plant?
yeah. I know. We used to run. We used to run to the seedless grapes. They set us up too. We used to run to the
They did.
seedless grape because we didn't want the seeds. We didn't want to chew on the seeds and shit. I
Mhm.
remember that,
But
man.
but then you get older and you start reading about the benefits of goddamn grapeseed oil.
Yes, indeedy.
So I mean, we walked around this goddamn earth so motherfucking blind, like sheep, man, and just accepted shit. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we accepted abundance because we was Americans, man. And as Americans, that's what we goddamn expected.
I thought
Plenty.
I think it's worldwide to be honest with you because see in Russia, if they not growing it themselves, they just give you whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
See, let me put it like this: other countries have more agricultural folks than America has. We
Mhm.
depend the majority of us depend entirely on farmers, but there are farmers who are getting paid not to fucking farm.
Mhm.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
there are very little countries on the face of the earth who will accept American agriculture. You know
It's
that?
the truth. Because guess what? It's a lot of shortcuts, man. A lot
Hmm.
of shortcuts. I tell you, the funny thing is milk chocolate, man.
Hmm.
Listen, I was eating some real chocolate when I was a youngin'. And I
Hmm.
said, man, what the fuck is
The
this?
fuck is this? Stuff? Yeah, I like
Yeah,
this shit.
yeah.
Mhm.
So as I got older, and I just so happened because guess what? They put the truth in your face. A&E, Discovery Channel, all these
Yep.
different places, right? They showed me what milk chocolate was, man. And there's a dash of chocolate.
Hmm.
The rest is just different chemicals and all that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey man, look here. What is it? Red dye number 7. That shit is delicious. You know what I'm saying? It's got to the place, man. Well, I don't even like real strawberries and shit. I don't like that shit, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, that
And
shit.
and there's did you know that they dye maraschino cherries
Yeah, I knew that.
red?
I knew that.
Why would you do that?
For the colorful for the drinks. That's why they did it.
Oh man, it's
And
goddamn
look, and
Americans. That's why.
soaking it in syrup. That's the red. That's the
Yeah,
red. They soak. That's what they do.
yeah. But they got green ones too, though. I don't know if they're maraschino cherries, but
Look, let me tell you the funny trade. The crazy
they
thing
green.
is, motherfuckers told me that vanilla. When I found out vanilla was uh, dark brown,
Hmm.
the actual flavor that vanilla was dark brown,
Yep.
and they now this is folklore. They dyed it because it's an American. Americans love vanilla ice cream,
Yeah.
right? They
But we don't
dyed it
like
white.
brown food.
They bleached it white.
Hmm.
They bleached it white because that was America's favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know
American.
how
Yeah.
true that is, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It's got some validity to it, man. Because like the first time I had Breyers ice cream,
hmm
and they had the actual vanilla seeds in it, beans in it,
yep,
or whatever the fuck you call them.
yep.
I was offended. I was like, it's something in my ice cream. It was delicious. I was tearing it to pieces. And then I seen all the little brown specks. I was mad at motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they pulled me to the side and was like, well, that's real vanilla up in there. Like, hey, okay, motherfucker, you gonna call me over here and tell me like it's a secret and shit. But
But it is a secret shit.
yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
What's one thing that you used to eat all the time? We might as well just spend this last half an hour just on some trivial shit. What's the
Hmm.
one thing that you used to eat all the time, every chance you got, that you wouldn't even touch today? It could be a
Ravioli,
snack, it could be a snack, it could be a food or whatever.
raviolios,
Yeah.
uh, spaghetti. My bad.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, and, yeah. No shade, no shade, and nothing like that, Mr. Spaghetti-O. But I can't stand them motherfuckers now. I mean, it ain't never goddamn ramen and ketchup. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that shit leave a thick coating on your tongue. I'm like, man.
Look, what is it? Delmonte beef stew.
Hmm.
I used to love that shit, boy. Then
And
one
some
day,
rice.
one day I was in college, and I and then, and then that's the thing about it is I used the can opener to open it up, and you know the fat, the part that was at the top, it was white. I was like,
Mm.
huh. I'm gonna tell you, spam.
Mm.
I got a fucking list. Spam. Uh, I still eat the sardines. Potted meat.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I never liked that shit.
Oh man, we fuck.
Never liked it.
Hog head cheese. Oh yeah, man, couldn't do it. Liverwurst.
I I can't even remember the last time I seen some head cheese somewhere, man.
Well, you know they got them all. They're all in the butcher shops, man. That's a staple in the butcher shops.
Well,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah,
That used to be our lunch. You know that, right? John Armstrong used to give us a damn row of crackers, saltine crackers,
Mhm.
and a hunk of hog head cheese, a hunk of liverwurst, and was it bologna? No, Vienna sausage.
Mm.
Vienna sausage, man. I still, even though Vienna sausage tastes horrible to me, and no shout out to Vienna sausage, but I used to eat that all the time. I can't
Mm.
eat it anymore. I think it's because I ate so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably what it is for me. You talking about, they got head cheese in the butcher shop. Shit, I get my meat from Walmart like everybody else.
And see, and that's another thing, man. That Walmart, um, you just don't know the processed meats. They say it's bad for
Hmm.
you. You know what I'm saying? But I buy it every once in a while. You know, just that's just a staple to get us the fuck through, get us through the week. You know what I'm saying? Because we all grown in this house. So I'm hungry. Go grab you a damn sandwich, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing about processed foods is, and this is just my thinking. But the thing about processed foods, man, is they started to be processed for a reason.
For longevity, yes.
No, I don't know if it was necessarily for longevity, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into that, man, because I don't want people to,
I mean,
think
look,
I'm rain, think I'm rain, man. Out this motherfucker, like I ain't got a clear thought in my head or whatever. But I don't think you know the food industry started out to dupe us. That shit
no,
just, it just progressed over time.
it's all about the bag, man. It's what it is.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It is. And then, you know, the FDA, they in some ways they're laxed
I'm saying,
because
who listens to them motherfuckers no more?
no, they still listen to them, but it's laxed in what they can push through. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, okay, when was the last time you read a label that didn't say this is not approved by the by the FDA?
Hell, I wasn't gonna eat them motherfuckers if it said that, dog.
Man, look, I got so much shit in my house, man. That they say that, yeah, the FDA ain't backing this shit, man. I'm like, shit, I done seen this shit on
What is it?
Facebook. And I'm spending my $36 and I'm gonna use it, but uh, they just not credible no more. They damn. When was the last time you heard anybody talk about the Guinness Book of World Records with any credibility whatsoever? They're just not credible anymore. And I'm not saying, because people aren't breaking records anymore, but I mean, shit, you go on TikTok, you see a motherfucker break a record every 15, 20 damn minutes.
But see, that's the whole point. It's not. At one time, it was glamorous. The Guinness Book of World Record. You know, some of the things that, you know what I'm saying? Because you just mentioned it, TikTok, Facebook, some of Facebook, IG, all these different platforms got people on there being experimental, doing their own analysis and everything. You see what I'm saying? So the Guinness Book, it's still there. People go in it, right? But you said it earlier, who cares? You know what I mean?
But the motherfuckers used to have a TV show.
They did. They
The
did.
fuck happened to that? I'm interested in what a motherfucker trying to do outside of the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All these damn dance challenges. These
Yeah,
middle aged women, bucket, bucket, bucket. I'm like, Jesus
yeah.
Christ,
They
man.
they ain't doing nothing but Zumba. All they doing is the damn Zumba. That's all.
And want to give Beyonce all the credit.
Mm.
Look, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Huh? If I was really paranoid in my dope fiend days, I would say she wasn't nothing but the demon in disguise. Because women, when I'm talking about women, these be following her,
Yeah,
and she's average. Like she has beautiful voice, but some
mm.
of the songs, like the west, the country song, right? This ain't Texas. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Have you heard any more of that album?
a couple songs, but not really paid attention to.
I ain't heard no more. No more from it, man. I
No,
mean,
there's a couple songs that they got out. I mean, because like I said, I have a TikTok account, so this is I'm getting bombarded by it. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is my thing, right? Where people give their life, and this from lack of a better way of putting it, give their lives for the sake of a celebrity, following a celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
well, just before you go any further, brother, I mean, we ain't trying to step we ain't trying to step on Beethoven.
No, no,
You know, yeah. But you
sure.
got to say that.
Yeah, but first of all, this is a small ass platform, and if you got something to say, all of this said to you was the songs is what it is, but I'm not gonna get all, you know what I'm saying, get all crazy over it.
Hey man, them
Which is
beehive,
yeah, which is everybody's right now. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
like, damn though.
But them beehive motherfuckers, they don't need you to say much at all, Keith. They don't need a large transgression at all. Shit. You need to tread lightly when you talk about that woman.
My fault. My fault.
Yeah. We
No,
would never be in the same room, but yeah,
yeah,
hey.
but don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about everybody's obsession. I'm not talking about the songs because you know because
Man,
I
it don't
appreciate
matter.
music. I appreciate music. There's some bangers now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They really are. But it's I
And
don't know.
I really don't have a reason I could tell you that I haven't listened to the rest of it or whatever. But I just I you know 6'7", 250 pounds, man. Could you see me riding around in my truck blasting Beyonce?
Nope.
I, I, and yeah, I mean the songs she had with Sean Paul, that the dance hall shit, that was heavy. But anything after that, I mean,
I like her catalog, man. I really do. I think what I get caught up on is that like this platform we have, right? It gives us the
mm,
opportunity to talk. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we got people who want to troll us on here or on YouTube,
mm,
that's their right. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's their right, and whatever. And I'm not talking about the Beehive. I'm just talking about just in general. But
Mhm.
the worry about going viral or going what do you call it? Being canceled. What does that entail, man? Unless you're making money from this platform. I get that. But if
Yeah,
you
but cancellation reaches farther than just a platform, though, bro.
come on, man, explain it to me then.
Shit, I mean, people have been canceled on TikTok and fired from their fucking job. It could have those repercussions.
Okay. And that's where they saying certain things and being controversial in certain ways. I get that. But my point is, if you're making money on the platform, now
Hmm.
if you're being a Karen or fucking Kurt and on that bullshit, that BS because you feeling froggy that day and you running your mouth, didn't know that you was being recorded. I hate the fact that you're losing your job, but you do need to be disciplined though. Like, dude, you want to talk shit to somebody because you woke up with a wild hair in your ass. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, what the fuck is that?
And the thing is, for me, man, I think I would rather know how a motherfucker feel about me, man.
Uh,
The whole cancellation thing, that's a corporate thing, man.
I
That's
think
corporations trying to protect themselves.
I think so.
Because I've worked on jobs, man, where I knew that motherfucker over there absolutely despised me because I overheard him saying shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it ain't regular people. That's motherfuckers like you said who in some cases stand to lose stand to lose millions of dollars because this jackass can't keep his mouth shut or whatever.
Yep.
But as far as working in a hostile environment, shit.
We
Yeah,
all do it.
who
Yeah.
and who ain't done that shit?
We all do it. To
Hmm.
keep it a buck, we all do it, man. You know, that's life, bro. That life in is life in, dog. So it's
Hmm.
and then I'm not passing judgment on anybody. Yeah, you could be who you want to be and have your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I understand something. I do reserve the right to call you stupid if you sound stupid. Hell, you want to talk about something. Don't get
Hmm.
upset if somebody disagrees with you.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. Why are you upset? Why are you upset that people are pissed off that you said something crazy?
Hmm.
Oh, I just had a moment. Okay, but they still have the right to respond or not respond. Why the fuck do you feel you need to respond to some shit that don't have shit to do with you? Unless it's something that's harmful to somebody. I get that. I get that tidal wave, brother. I get it and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But the little
Yeah.
shit with somebody looking like an asshole, let them be an asshole, man. Let the couple people say that's asshole behavior.
Yeah, yeah, you're being an asshole. But even if it does have something to do with you, man, you don't always have to respond to it.
That's
You
true.
don't, especially when you pretty much know that after I respond to this, there will never be resolution.
Nope.
Never be resolution. But that's something that not a lot of people look for nowadays, man. It's not a lot of people, seeking solutions to their problems.
No. You know what they want to do, and we as a people want to do is spit venom. They want they want the opportunity to spit venom and to really just go at something because it's a release for. Because the real truth about it, and this is how I feel about it, is they don't really give a shit. But we are blessed with a platform, right?
Yeah.
Like tonight, we have nobody watching us on Facebook, right? But once we post it on our YouTube channel, because we're getting a lot of traction, people are going to see it. People are going, and when I throw the shorts on, when I throw the reels on here and the reels on the IG, people are going to see what we say. You know what I'm saying? And some things we're gonna touch somebody. Some things people are gonna disagree, and they have a right to disagree. But if you're not making no money, why you put the extra energy in it? You know what I'm saying?
Because there's always potential. But you know, I still really can't bring myself to watch myself in those clips, man. I can't because I don't. I mean, because and since we started doing this, man, I've become very very self conscious about my stutter. Seriously, man, and I don't want to sit here and watch me stumbling through a fucking brilliant ass fucking point. You know what I mean? Like that it don't.
Okay. Okay. If I'm going to acknowledge your stutter, which I'm not really, but if I'm going to acknowledge your
Nobody,
stutter, no, no,
nobody ever does.
hold on. If I'm going to do it, I just want you to know this. If I'm going to do it at the ratio of your stutter, so it's one every 200 statements that you might get caught on a word. This is what I'm saying
Yeah,
to you. So
yeah. I mean,
you worried about now. This is why this is my personal opinion. Now you have every right to feel the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, you and Damon and our guests, when you have something poignant to say, and the AI has put it in the perfect form, I'm putting that shit up. And if it's me and I say some good shit, I'm gonna look at it.
hmm
You want to know why I'm looking at it?
I get it.
This is why I'm looking at it, to make sure that I said exactly what I meant. That's it. No, I'm not
Yeah.
going. I'm not going to be like, motherfucker. What the fuck? You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
want to.
No, no.
I don't want to end up, thinking about this shit, in the future or whatever, and trying to chase a moment, man. I see something and it sparks or whatever, and I get a couple of likes or whatever, and then I'm that guy trying to chase that. Fuck that, man. I don't want to be that dude.
I get it. I get it. But see,
I'm a vain motherfucker, man. I'm a real goddamn self-aggrandizing motherfucker, man. That's why I ain't never hit the mega for them billions, because I ain't got no good intentions for that money, man.
listen,
I'm gonna fuck it all off.
listen. Since you mentioned it, understand this. I have wonderful intentions for it. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm looking at two people who deserve it. Everybody you know deserve it. You feel me? So my
Mhm.
thing is, you the type of dude that has, I am too, but it's a lightning strike. With you the type of guy that kind of shit happened to. So do not talk yourself out of that fucking energy, man. Bring that energy to you.
I don't like to, man. But for me, it's just keeping it real, man. I'm
Shit.
going. I'm going to fuck it off.
All right.
I'm gonna fuck it off, man.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. This we're gonna bring it on home from here.
hmm
Name three things other than selfish shit. Now you can name one selfish thing, but the other two,
hmm
what do you think? What would you put your money to work in doing? Right now,
hmm
I'll go first. I already know I'm gonna take care of me. I already know I'm gonna take care of my family.
hmm
I'm talking about my family. You, Damon, your children, your wives, my kids, my wife. Oh, that's a done deal. So I'm not even gonna waste that. Oh, I'm gonna do that. No, yes. The fuck, yes. But really and truly, because I've thought about this my whole life, put together a situation, non-profit, with an endowment in which I put that endowment up for education, scholastic education, vocational education. You understand? Domestic education, where I'm able to we have a compound where all these things are being taught.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not this is not exclusionary of just black, but guess what? The majority is going to be black folks.
Mm.
Now, that means everybody under my umbrella, which wherever this is, there's going to be food provided because I'm going to put together a food bank with donations from different corporations, right? So nobody is going to be left hungry. Now, donations mean this is all privatized now. This is not government shit. Donation means this is what we're going to do with it. Either you give it to us or you don't. If not, we'll go out and buy this shit. You know what I mean? So the folks in time, the vocational, the scholastic, the domestic training, right? They have to, once they graduate with their certificates, they have to work a year under this. So these are businesses that we're going to put together, vocational mechanics, electrician, carpenters, all this. You're going to be getting paid, but you're going to give me 2 years because I provided this education to you, and your family was eating, and you have no anything, but you give me 2 years, and it keeps rolling and rolling and rolling.
Mm.
That's what I've been thinking about for the last 40 years. It's the truth.
All right, now ask the question again.
What would you do? I'll give you one thing, one selfish thing, but 2 things you would do to help your fellow man.
Well, as I told you before, Keith, if I were to win that money, I'd be fucking it off. I'm going to fuck it off.
But you have room for that. If it's billions,
and whatever altruistic endeavors you guys want, hey, have at it. I'm going to step out of the way, and I'm going to fuck my money off. I don't have any. I don't have any aspirations like that to start businesses and shit like that, man. I mean, because that's not. I wouldn't be good at it. I'm not good at.
I mean, I'm not exactly, but I can lead it. But I don't have all that that mindset. Just it's the people that you hire.
Yeah, I'm not. I see at this point, and I'm not saying that it wouldn't change, but I don't have any interest in that shit, man. I'm trying to get as far with that money.
That's me.
With that money.
That's me.
I understand. I understand that, but with that money, I'm trying to get as far away from job structure as I could possibly get.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I refuse to lend my resources to the effort. I'm not saying that, but more than likely, I'm not going to be in no condition to lead it or no shit like that.
Okay.
I just hope y'all be in a good middle space where y'all can be responsible.
But see, that's the thing about it is, I would be the final decision, right? And really and truly concentrate. And it wouldn't take me only weeks upon the year, because you're gonna bring this to me right?
Mhm.
And you're gonna have it all set up. And this is what I dream of, right? I'm talking about building apartment buildings, man, so we can house folks. You know what I'm saying? Give them 2 years. Give them 2 years to stack their money up. If they want to move on, as long as they take care of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm thinking about building an apartment building so I can have me somewhere to stay when I get, you know, when when I can't go no more. I'm like, well, shit, yeah, pull over right here because
Yeah,
it's my shit.
yeah. Look,
Well, yeah.
in every one of them, you got the motherfucking luxury apartment joint, 4 bedrooms, furnished. You know what I mean? Cooled off and heated up at all times. Like, look, But yeah, I mean, and I think it has nothing to do with being a martyr or being a saint and all these, right?
Mm-mm.
But you know what's so funny about it is we don't think like that. And that's probably what got me to thinking like that. As
You
people
don't think so?
as people getting a lot of money,
Hmm.
we don't think like that. You know why? Because we start to become paranoid.
I,
Family coming out of woodwork, family this, blah, blah. But I'm gonna tell you, the funny thing is, you better keep it quiet for at least 3 years
mhm.
because you're gonna be well on your way where you ain't got to hear anything. Because here in North Carolina, they keep you quiet, your name quiet. If you just go and claim it yourself, they keep your name quiet for 3 years, 2 years,
Hmm.
2 years. So by the time that 2 years is over with, before they publish your shit, you could have done a lot of great shit.
But see, uh, it, here's the thing with me, man. I don't give a shit if they keep it quiet or not. Because I mean, just because you know I got it,
No, I'm,
you
I'm talking
know,
about the paranoia though. You know what I mean? Desperate motherfuckers be on that bullshit.
well, shit.
No.
If I if I get to the level of desperation with money and the way that I was when I didn't have money, you know, that'd be a hell of a feat for me,
I get it. I get it.
for real.
But I tell you
You know
what,
what I mean?
I tell you what, I'm getting to know every side of my family. I'm going
Hmm.
to Mississippi. I'm going to New Orleans. I'm going to Arkansas. Like, yo,
We got family. Pops families in Texas,
yeah, yeah.
all over the place, man. You know, so yeah, I'm out and about for real, for real.
That is going to be a tour. You hear me? And look,
And be and
I'm building a big house in every spot.
and be prepared for for me to be mad with you if you can't party on a goddamn Tuesday. Fuck you mean?
How much you get paid? How much you get paid daily? How much you get paid
Yeah.
weekly? Weekly. Call in sick. Tell her your hernia is messing up on you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna bring this on home, sir.
Hmm.
So, last thing of the day, do you have any parting words?
Yeah, man. Father's Day weekend coming up, man, and shout out to all dads, active dads, and your kids, like you know, hell, shout out to the motherfucking sperm donors. You know what I mean? Because without y'all, there wouldn't be stepdads.
That's
You know what
real.
I mean?
That's
Shout
real.
out to stepdads, man. As much shit as this goddamn internet give y'all, man. Y'all some hell of a men, and I
Yes,
count
sir.
myself among them.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
I tell you, the funny thing about it is I always tell my boys and my wife, I don't need nothing for Father's Day. It's a privilege for me, right? But I know how much I'm learning how much my youngest son loves me because he's obsessing over getting me a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, I'm good. Nah. I want to, you know what I'm saying? And what that tells me is I got a good relationship with him, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels good. That feels
What it tells me is he got his own money.
yeah, I know.
Shit,
My
let
man.
him let, let, let him drop a couple of coins on you, man. That's just set a precedent.
My man 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate both my boys, man. They good people, man. I was blessed. I was blessed, brother. I ain't not kidding. You
Yes,
know.
sir.
But look here, brother. I'll give you a call Sunday, but yo, enjoy your Father's Day, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing.
Plenty brown liquor. Plenty brown liquor.
Plenty. Plenty. Throw that tea up in that motherfucker. Tea.
Plenty.
You know? Plenty. All right, well, look. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. Jaquari, it's been a pleasure, my guy. Always a pleasure. Damon, see you soon, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Peace be, peace be on with you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe on our channel. Catch this wave, man. Catch this wave because we promote conversation amongst adults, men, women, and we give people the opportunity to really and truly express who they are as people. And that happened by accident because my brothers are very, very conversational people. You know what I'm saying? And it's a perfect mix. The three of us, we're a perfect mix. You know what I mean? But ride our wave, man. You know, my people on Facebook, I got 1,300 of your friends, and I got 1,100 followers, I believe. Go to our channel, man. Like, share, and subscribe our joint. Especially like it and subscribe to it. Subscribe to it, man. 1,300 people. I'm gonna subscribe to your shit.
Mm-hmm.
But last words required.
Peace.
Peace. Chicken grease, baby. Y'all have a good one.